Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway for race 3 out of 10 of the Aflac Cup Series for the Jurassic World 500. The park is open June 12th. We have some new racers joining the series. Usually we have 15 cars, but this race we'll have 19. This will be a 12-lap race, and your pole starter once again is Keven Harvick. Now let's look at your point standings. You obviously see Keven Harvick, who has been outstanding all season long with 32 points. Then Joey Lagano finishing twice, 2 races in a row. He's starting towards the front in this race as well. And then toward Dale Jr., who has really been struggling with only 7 points, has some work to do. And you see those last 4 guys just joining the series today. Okay, and now let's look at your starting lineup for the new field, making up 19 cars. You see Keven Harvick, and then Tony Stewart, 2 Stewart odds cars. Tony Stewart with new paint scheme. Then Clint Bowyer and Ryan Newman added to the series. Kurt Busch added to the series as well. And then Joey Lagano. Brad Keselowski with a new paint scheme. And then Dale Jr. Jimmy Johnson. And then Austin Dillon with a new paint scheme as well. Kyle Busch. Jeff Gordon. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's been struggling, yet doing fairly well. And Jay McMurray as well. Then Casey Kane. And Greg Biffle. Danica Patrick not with the season as she's been expecting. Paul Menard added to the series. And then David Reagan, rounding it up in the back, just added to the series today. And now, the cars roll out of pit road, ready to get this exciting race on its way. Green flag. Keven Harvick leads it. You see Keven Harvick with a good start out of turn 2. And the 2 Stewart Haas cars really helping each other. Whoa, a wreck off of turn 4. Just out of the gates as we start this one off. Caution out coming to lap 2, including Ryan Newman and Clint Bowyer. Not the way those 2 wanted the race to go. Let's look at the replay. So it looks like Clint Bowyer comes under Ryan Newman, gets him a little loose off of turn 4 on the front stretch. And Joey Lagano just dodging it barely. Okay, and they end up in the inside retaining wall. Both those drivers going to the garage. Not the race they were expecting. Tough break for them. Clint Bowyer and Ryan Newman. Wow. Okay. They'll go get him next week though. Okay, here we go. Green flag lap 6. And just out of the gates we see another crash in turn 1. That is Keven Harvick in the number 4. Caution is out at lap 6. We need to see the replay because that one, we didn't get a good angle of that. So let's look at the replay. Joey Lagano gets under him and turns him around. I think he spun out Casey Kane in race 1. Yeah, he did. So Keven Harvick will be sent to the back, but he'll be able to continue with minimum damage. Green flag, lap 10 out of 12. 3 to go. Okay, you got Brad Keselowski pushing Tony Stewart and ends up behind his teammate Joey Lagano. Here's your in-car camera from the number 14 Bass Pro Shops car number Tony Stewart. Okay, here they come with 2 to go on the backstretch. Tony Stewart still leading it. Will Joey Lagano get a chance to take the lead and win it for his first ever Aflac Cup Series race? White flag is out. Last lap on the backstretch. Brad Keselowski making a move on his own teammate Joey Lagano, and Tony Stewart is going to win the Jurassic World 500 at Bristol. Wow, what an exciting race. Woo! That went over quick. Okay, so your finishing order. Tony Stewart, Brad Keselowski, Joey Lagano, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with his first actual decent finish this season, Jeff Gordon, Austin Dillon, Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Keven Harvick, who actually passed some cars even with that wreck, Greg Biffle, Paul Menard, Danica Patrick, David Reagan, and then the last 2 who got a DNF finish, Ryan Newman and Clint Bowyer. So enjoy your victory, Tony Stewart, because they'll all be coming at you next week. Okay, now your point standings. Joey Lagano now is first after finishing second, then second, and now third in the races. He is first with 46 points. Then Brad Keselowski, 6 points behind him. The 2 Penske cars up there in the front. Then Keven Harvick, who fell back to third in points. Here we are looking at the back. You saw a lot of points given to those near the back, who just started today. Ryan Newman, last place because he wrecked and finished 19th, and this was only his first race of the season. Okay, so there is Tony Stewart, your winner of today's race in Coca-Cola Victory Lane. Alright, so we'll see you next week in Talladega, the longest and fastest speedway in the NASCAR circuit. Then 1 week later, we'll see you in Charlotte Motor Speedway, to mark the halfway mark of the season for race 5 out of 10. Then in 3 weeks, we'll see you in Richmond to make our third short track stop this season. Alright, so we have a lineup of some tracks to beat. You saw Keven Harvick get it done in Martinsville, then Brad Keselowski got it done in Atlanta, and now Tony Stewart gets it done in Bristol. Who will win in Talladega? We'll see you then.